Hi folks, I'm Eagle Spitz on Desert Island Vids for Girls Are Loud. This is, Girls Are Loud all day, and our guest on guests, I should say, Emma Copeman from Hotwired.
And
somebody, Kaylin. Hey.
Say hello.
Ben and Holly.
Say hello.
Ben and Holly.
Ben and Holly, that's a cartoon she likes. How you doing, darling? You're right.
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good.
I've got my little punker today. Obviously, in the pandemic and that, kids are staying at home. So here she is, modelling her exploited T-shirt that Watty sent her.
Hey, brilliant.
Say hello.
I don't think you'll say hello, but the T-shirt's good enough.
There you go. Go and sit over there.
How are you, Emma? You coping
all right.
You coping okay with lockdown?
I tell you what, the first one, it kind of got to me all of a sudden. It was a bit much, but now it's gone on for so long, we've all started to settle into it a bit. What are you doing to cope with it?
We're very busy with Punk for the Homeless. I mean, obviously we had to go online and do gigs, which I thought, fucking hell, what a crazy idea. But it's worked out really well.
I was just wondering, in this lockdown, like what is there for the homeless? Like, what have the government put in place? I don't really even know. I gave a guy some money the other day to help him out and that, and I don't know, are they being housed at this time?
Well, a lot of them are being housed in hotels.
Yeah.
Which is my wife works for homeless in Nottingham, and they've sort of got a really stripped down service at the moment. They're just sort of providing packages of food and clothing and all that kind of stuff. But also we tend to work with children in Honduras, Mexico, Guatemala, and Nicaragua.
Yeah.
They're often there's 100 million street children on the world and 40 million in Latin America.
Wow.
So we've been doing that for 11 years now.
What got you into that then?
Oh, it's a long story. It's a long.
I'm being the interviewer now, aren't I?
Yeah.
I don't know if you know about my travels to Indonesia and what I did out there with like orphans and stuff. I don't know if you know about that.
No, but it sounds pretty much like the same stuff we're doing because this is today's proceeds will go to the girls from a Hope Orphanage in Sierra Leone.
Yeah,
because when the Ebola crisis hit, it left lots and lots of orphans over, and one man and his mum and teenage brother took in 73 orphans into a 4-bedroom house. So they're cramped, but there's lots of love there. But tell us a little bit about your work in Indonesia.
Well, basically, as like I've always loved helping charities, and at the moment I do work, that's my job as well, outside of the band. But I went to Indonesia. We put on a load of gigs. Like I saw this thing on the news. It was on BBC One or something, however many years ago, and I saw the punks actually got arrested for being punks. They were putting on a gig for orphans. They had their heads shaved, beaten up, hosed down in a cell, like really, overcrowded cells. And I got in contact with them on Facebook, and I was just like, I need to do something. So I, tried to put some gigs on across the UK, and we raised a few £1,000s. And I just went out there by myself like a lunatic, having never been outside of Europe. And I just went out there and met them all and stayed with them. And we took the money to an orphanage and bought these kids like school uniforms, prayer hijabs, computers, whatever, and presented it so that we could show that punk is not a crime. That's what we kind of decided that we were going to call it, because out there they see someone that looks a bit different and they think they're a criminal or a thief or something. All sorts happened out there. I got literally in trouble. The army nearly arrested me and all sorts. It was mad. But yeah, so I'm very passionate about helping other people. So that's why I feel honoured that you've asked me to do this interview today as well.
No, that's brilliant. I mean, I remember dedicating a poem to you I'd written about that situation.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
They shaved the punks today, made them look like skins, oppressive, intolerant bullshit, yes, but you cannot change within. Well, that's just Indonesia, and it can't happen there. Well, it's the same paranoid shit that goes Stonehenge out of fear. Fear of a lifestyle they cannot control, a lifestyle they cannot sell. With all your safe, sanitized shit, it can melt in hell. Along the Green Day and Blink 182 and all the corporate whores, MTV and a Daily Mail and other shoeshine boys. So we stand with the achy punks with no media punk in sight. We cannot trust the sellout boys, but we will win the fight. Because Punk for Homeless had a lot to do with Indonesia.
Yeah, I remember. I tell you what, can you do me a favour and write that down, send it to me? I'd like a copy of that.
Yeah, I'll do that, yeah.
And I remember when you did that as well. That's so cool. I mean, out there, you know, you're talking about homeless people. I was literally seeing children asleep on the streets. There was one moment I was back on a motorbike, and there was a kid with a monkey tied to a string. When the traffic lights came, the monkey, they'd make them go and do tricks and hope that the people would give money to this poor little child, and they'd have a pimp somewhere in the background who would just take that money off that child. Do you know what I mean? And it was just, it made me cry. It was awful. I've never seen so many homeless children in my life. You know, it's just mad, and it's just such a corrupt government. So that's why I got involved, and it's the best thing I ever did, to be honest.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, well, the first ever Punk for Homeless compilation came out, and it's still around. It came out on Stonehenge Records. It's a free download based in Jakarta.
I spent some time there as well. Yeah,
me too. I went over and stayed a couple of weeks there with a guy called Rizkan, a young punk guy, and his family.
Oh wow!
I'll go back.
Well, if you ever want to go back, well, I'll share some contacts as well.
Oh, brilliant! Because I mean, it was great because I met up with a load of punk guys, and it was crazy because if I wanted to go to a punk record shop, I used to phone them up to get them to open it.
Yeah, they constantly kept giving me T-shirts, CDs. You know, just everybody was so generous. It was just mad. You know.
Yeah, and I tend to be very committed, obviously, because of the amount of shit they get. That's what I like about
absolutely.
Because I've got a bit of an obsession with early East German punk rock, from because they were getting loads and loads of shit by the state and the Stasi and stuff. Anyway, I guess we've got to a point for your first song, and I guess that's what the Indonesian and the East German punks, everybody is shouting at the state.
Yeah, well, there's loads of reasons for my first song. It's everything that is me, really. Don't dictate. All of the songs that I've chosen mean something to me. Even Si from my band, our bassist, was like, just pick something that means something, that makes you want to shout, gets your heart pumping, and that's exactly what it is. The first song is by Penetration. It's Don't Dictate. And yeah, I don't like people telling me how to live my life, what to do, what kind of person I have to be, what the community, well, not the community, what what society says I have to be. And yeah, so that's the first song. So yeah, play that one.
Brilliant. And folks, that'll be up in our links, because your normal shit we get with Facebook and YouTube not allowing us to put in these videos, but make sure you watch them, and because you too will be shouting and singing like Emma. So let's lockdown sing along.
And also, like, as well as that, I didn't mention as well, like, it was one of the first female fronted bands that I was like singing along to and going, oh, I can sing a little bit like that, and like, I can do this, I could be part of this, it inspired me as well.
Awesome. Yeah, that's good stuff. So it inspired you, obviously. What inspired you to eventually end up in Hotwired? But was you involved in punk before you joined Hotwired?
Yeah, I kind of basically got involved in punk around 15 years old, I think. And I was a really kind of lost kid, very unhappy, very lost in the world, had a bit of a troubled childhood in some ways. I'm not going to go into details, but I just was really unhappy, didn't know what I was doing. And the first thing that got me inspired was Exploited, actually. I found Punk's Not Dead album, and I just was like, oh, this is amazing. Rather than be miserable and feel sorry for myself, it was like time to get angry, time to speak up and be myself and be whatever I wanted to be. And I'm really proud to say that I consider them friends of mine now. You know, and that's what got me into it. And then I started to discover all this other stuff, and then I became part of a massive family, you lot, and that's the best thing that ever happened to me.
Oh, it's nice.
Even got it on my arm. It's probably back to front.
Well, it's
there's
nice
quite a few of us that have got Punk Family tattooed on us now.
well, it's nice to be part of your family.
Yeah, definitely, darling.
So tell us a little bit about Hotwired then, because I first played for me doing it for the kids, #1 in Boston, in Lincolnshire. That was 2003, and you didn't look like the vocalist.
No. Well, they started 1999, I believe. They've had various different lineups for all for all these years. Mostly, well, always, apart from me, male singers, of which I look up to them all and, inspired by them. But then I sort of did a duet one day for this band called Washed Up, one Christmas, and they asked me to have a go, and I was like, yeah, I'll give it a go. And then it really brought my confidence up, and I was like, oh, I love this. This is awesome, And then I joined the band, and I've been there 10 years now. And, they are my family, like, even throughout when I was pregnant, even when the little one was born, they've been there for me, supported me, appreciated me, made me feel valued. And that's what it's about. She's even been on stage with me, bless her. So
excellent.
It is that community, that family thing that's so important. Love them all to bits.
Brilliant.
We have got we are actually, although we have been a bit quiet for a while, because obviously I've got the little one, and we've all got to carry on. We're a DIY punk band. We haven't got, we're not got funds coming out of our ears. It's a bit of a slow burner, but we've got a new album on the way, hopefully soon. Lots of new songs, so we're really excited about that.
Excellent. Because I haven't seen you, well, it must be a couple of years now since you came to Sumac to play for us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've been in lockdown for nearly a year for a start.
Yeah.
But yeah, we kind of went a bit quiet just before lockdown to start to record this new album. And like I say, it's, with everyone trying to do their jobs outside of the band and things like that and get the money together, not many punk bands that I know of, unless they're, very famous and well known, get an awful lot of money out of playing. So it comes out of our pockets. So yeah, we're just trying to get the money together and record this new album. It's going to be great when we do. Really excited about it. It's just going to take a bit of time, but we're still here, folks.
Brilliant. That's a good thing, because I think since 2003, Hotwired have always been part of my life.
Oh, that's brilliant, darling. That means a lot.
So, moving on to your next song, which I think is Sparrer, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, I think you're right. Sparrer, yeah. That song in particular is another one that I'm like, it reminds me of me. It's called Despite All This, and it's about this girl that goes through a lot of shit and really troubled, but she keeps, no matter what, she keeps standing up and being strong and carrying on. And when I'm feeling a bit low, it's like, despite all this, she's shining through. Despite all this, she's gonna win. It's just one of them songs that wakes me up, makes me feel happy.
Oh, good.
I've gone through so much. A lot of us have gone through stuff, haven't we? But yeah, it makes me feel like, yeah, I've got this.
Good. Well, that's totally positive then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nice, you've got it.
And they're brilliant to watch live as well. Obviously, you get the odd bit of aggression sometimes by certain individuals when you watch a Sparrer gig, but I think they're brilliant. And the new album, Here We Stand, is really cool.
Brilliant, because they've got a long history, haven't they? I mean, what did they start about, 74 or something?
But yeah, it's just kind of something you can sing along to. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, brilliant. So this singing along thing, do you think it's something that comes into Hotwired?
Yeah, I mean, for me as a vocalist and as a singer, like it's all about the lyrics. I have to believe what I'm singing. I have to feel it. And you know, in a lot of ways with Hotwired, yeah, especially since I've joined, I think, yeah, I sing. I'm not a shouty kind of person. Like I don't shout. I can't shout. I've actually had nodules removed on my vocal cords, by the way. That's commitment. That's commitment for you for a band. When I first joined Hotwired, I didn't know how to use my core muscles to strengthen my voice, and I ruined my voice, and I had to go and have an operation, have them removed. And now, and I like to sing, and me and Dandelion harmonize a little bit, and it's maybe not traditionally like what some people might think a punk band should sound like, because you know, a lot of people like the shouty stuff, and I do as well. But that's me. That's my take on it, and
Well, I mean, punk's all about being yourself within.
absolutely.
All,
But
isn't
you still got the punk police sometimes, and they think things should be a certain way, and it should be.
Oh yeah. I mean, my latest band, I mean, Activistas, we had an first album out last year. And it's like, for me, it's totally punk. But I mean, we draw on so many other influences because we all listen to lots of other stuff.
Yeah. And that's what it's about. For me, it is, you know. Every single person that's come into Hotwired has added a different element to it, whether it's a bit of reggae or a bit of something else. You know, it's just, yeah, it's just something different.
Because
You know?
I mean, I wondered how an acoustic guitar would fit into your band, but it works really well.
Yeah.
I was really pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, Dandelion's amazing. With her acoustic guitar and her voice as well.
Yeah.
You know, she's just amazing, and we just feed off each other. It's really cool.
Cool, brilliant. Me and Rachel do sort of joint vocals in our band, so I like that feeding off each other.
Yeah. The other thing as well, like I just have so much fun up there. I try and feed off the band, you know, have fun with all of them. That's what it's about.
Oh, I don't think there's much more fun than performing.
Yeah.
I love it. Whether people like what I do or not, it doesn't matter to me. I just love doing it. So
yeah, exactly.
Right, I had a list of questions for you. So what's it like being a woman in the punk scene? Because
well, there's different elements to it. In some ways, people like it. I've always found there's a little bit of a divide, even still, and it shouldn't be in this day and age, but there is a little bit. I've even had other women turn their nose up at me because they want that traditional kind of male raw kind of voice, and they don't necessarily want to hear female, and it's bizarre. I even think that sometimes promoters might overlook us because we're a female fronted band, but at the same time I don't really care, and I use my energy and who I am, and I enjoy myself. Also, I suppose I use my sexuality. I'm quite a little bit flirty sometimes on stage. That's just me having fun, and it's my take on what I want to be in my punk family, my punk scene. So who cares, you know? But yeah, sometimes it is still, even in this day and age, it's not always that easy.
of course, Punk Homeless got a totally different attitude because we do the Girls Are Loud gigs, which is all female fronted acts.
Oh, I think it's brilliant.
And that's for the girls in Hope Orphanage in Sierra Leone, and they come and do dances for us as part of our gigs as well, and do some poetry, which is really nice. You know, I mean, for me, it was like there's always been some great female fronted punk bands. I mean, got to see X-Ray Specs when I was about 16.
Yeah.
And I'm not telling you how long ago that was, but it was quite a while ago. But they were, I mean, and there's always been some awesome female fronted bands.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they're what inspired me. All of them, you know. It's like, oh, I could be part of this, and that's what it was all about. that anyone can do it, anyone can be part of it, whether it's shit or not, it's another thing, but you know, everyone get involved.
And that's awesome, isn't it? You know,
Mm.
it's excellent. You said earlier that you're a big fan and friends with the Exploited, so I guess that leads us on to your next track.
Yeah. I chose Fuck the System because basically, well, I love the song as it is, but we're all in this pandemic right now. And the way that, you know, the fact that we have the highest percentage of deaths in the world right now during coronavirus, and the way that they've handled it, I just feel like sticking two fingers up, really. So, and also because I love the boys and Exploited, and they've, you know, always been there for me, even when I'm a pain in the arse. I feel it's my duty and my honour to play this for them and for everybody that's suffered.
Brilliant. So being a friend of the Exploited, what would you say to? I mean, what would you say to the people who are sort of trying to suggest that the Exploited are racist?
I tell you what, why would I be friends with someone with people that were like, I've known them for years. I've gone and done all this stuff in Indonesia. I would fiercely defend them because I know them as people, and I've stayed at their house. Like, you know, they're not like that. So fuck you, basically.
Good.
That's what I'm gonna say. I know them, love them to bits. I'm so like anti-racist myself. I'm so like against that. So why would I be friends with someone like that? And I think that, you know, everybody kind of goes through stuff in their life, and especially if you're in the spotlight, anything can be taken the wrong way or misviewed or whatever, and that's what I think's happened.
Right, because yeah, I mean, and I like to hear that from somebody who's friends with them, somebody who knows them, because there's a lot of talk about bands, and often bands don't get a chance to defend themselves.
Yeah, honestly, I really do believe that. That's the honest truth. You know, that I've known them for so many years. Not like we're not talking every day or anything, but yeah, I really believe that.
Hey, good. I'm pleased to hear it. So what stuff do you listen to when you're sort of think, oh, I'm knackered, I've just got to move from work and I'm going to put an album on? What kind of stuff do you listen to, both punk and not punk?
It depends what mood I'm in. I've got such a wide variety of music. Anything that will get my heart going. Anything that, it depends what mood you're in for anything, you know. But I love ska, punk, rockabilly, psychobilly. Always turn to a UK subs album. You know, love a bit of that. You know, then I might go Mad Sin, which is awesome as well, or Demented I'll Go, or it might be Imelda May, or it might be Exploited. It just depends what mood you're in, you know. It's I've got a wide variety of music I love, and I think that's good rather than to be just stuck on the same thing all the time. So yeah. What about you?
I listen to everything. I mean, if people are staying here after a Punk for a Homeless gig, I'll probably bore them shitless with jazz or something. Well, I mean, obviously, sort of punk's my first love, but I love jazz, dub, reggae, folk. I love everything, apart from manufactured shit. I like something of the heart and soul.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, definitely. You know, a bit of GBH, you know, anything really. It depends what mood you're in and what kind of day you've had and what you want, you know, what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, if I really need a bit of catharsis, I'll listen to some G.G. Allen.
Yeah.
Which most people object to, but you know, punks are supposed to be objectionable. Have you got any last words for us, Emma? Could you tell us how to get all of your stuff and describe what you like and a little bit for people who haven't heard Hotwired?
Well, we've got our Facebook page, so get hold of us on there. You know, we want to play more gigs once this bloody pandemic is over, so please get in touch with us. You know, we want to play as many gigs as we can. Last words I'd guess I'd say is just be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and you know, just, I don't know, make the most of life, which is one thing. As I'll salute my friend Paul that's just passed away. We did a gig for him. He had motor neuron disease. There was about 300 odd people came to that gig. You know, just make the most of life. And that's my final words. And Punk family, love you all.
Thanks for being on, Emma. It's been a pleasure.
No, thank you for having me.
And Little Miss Exploited, thanks for being on as well.
I don't think she's heard you, but I'll pass the word on.
Okay, well, you take care. Thank you, matey.
You too, darling.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.